Tyler, stand by. I just wanted to follow up on something with this, Harry. You know, Erica Kirk, she just endorsed J.D. Vance. Who is going to be the Democratic answer at this point in time? Gavin Newsom, is he popular amongst young men?
Well, I think it's far too it's a far way away from 2028. Far too early to say, but I think Gavin Newsom would be great. You have other amazing Democrats. I'm a fan of Wes Moore, even though he says he doesn't want to run. Governor Shapiro in Pennsylvania, you have Governor Whitmer in Michigan, John Ossoff in Georgia. There are so many amazing candidates, but if you're looking at the polling right now, it's Gavin Newsom and Kamala Harris who sit at the top, and I think both of them would be excellent candidates. And if Kamala Harris won, we would not be in a World War III depression, as Tyler suggested. I think we'd be just fine.
Well, Tyler, I'm giving it over to you to respond. But also, just let me ask you also about that. Do you think it was too early for Erica Kirk to endorse J.D. Vance and his name to be part of the conversation? Tyler, over to you.
Do I think no? I mean, I mean, I'm just cracking up because Harry's touting that Kamala Harris is going to be the nominee in 2028, or Pete Buttigieg or AOC, I think, is in the top 4 in polling. Like, oh no, this is really scary stuff. Like trying to win back young men. Like Mom Donnie is putting on stage, I think, in his inauguration, Bernie Sanders and AOC. I mean, the Democrat Party is so tone deaf when it comes to what young men are interested in, and making sure that they're actually changing the narrative. They're literally putting up front communist policies that are not interesting at all to young men. I mean, they just don't get it. I mean, this is
and Harry,
they're going to go through this Groundhog Day.
Harry, over to you.
Well, I appreciate you passing it back to me. I just point, Tyler, to the numbers you just cited. Donald Trump's approval numbers among young people, specifically young men as well, is going down pretty rapidly. So, and people like Mom Donnie, for example, won young men by +40 over Cuomo, who was endorsed by Donald Trump. Spamberger, Cheryl, won young men, swinging them back toward them. So this idea that Democrats are putting forward communist policies, which, number one, is not true, but also policies that are not popular, is just not founded in any fact. I mean, the Democrats are focusing on combating inflation, building more houses so we have better supply, prices going down, and focusing on the grocery store. So if all of those are communist policies, and I think maybe it's Tyler and Turning Point USA and the people he surrounds himself with that might be slightly out of touch, because that's what people are thinking about right now.
Well, everybody, that was just a short clip of my debate last night with Tyler Bauer live on News Nation. Tyler Bauer is a senior executive at Turning Point USA. He's a friend of Charlie Kirk. He has a photo of Charlie Kirk in the background of his camera, and we were specifically focusing on young men. Will young men vote for Democrats or Republicans? I argued Democrats. He said Republicans, and I love calling MAGA out on this show. We do it every day, and I think we have a lot of fun. I like it even better when it's live, or even better in person. So I'm going to play you just a couple of more clips from our debate that I want you to see, that I think you should see, and let's get into it. So let's start here, where Tyler is confronted with some bad numbers for Donald Trump by the host. Watch.
Harry, I'll get to you in 1 second. Tyler, I just have to follow up on this. So there is this recent Yale Youth poll that found the president's gains with young voters from last year have largely disappeared. I mean, Trump won 42% of the votes under 30 last year. If you look at other polls, youth unemployment, so ages 16 to 24, was 10.8% in July. So it's rising year over year. Is there an issue here with the president appealing to young voters and losing their support?
Yeah, I mean, look, this is the issue, right? Which is that people need to see what the president's going to do. Without question, had Kamala become president, we would be sitting in some kind of desolate World War III type situation, or a Great Depression. And so the president saved us from that, but he's got to be able to prove that he's delivering for young people in a big way. And I think they're focused on that every single day. And so that's going to be the name of the game for this next spring.
Now, Harry, look, the left has struggled. I would say, in a way, maybe they weren't focused on young men, but they seem to have changed. There seems to be a shift. What is working, and what is the strategy to double down and get that support of young men leading into the midterms?
Well, yeah, I absolutely agree. There's been a major shift, a major focus on this voting group. I think Democrats are waking up to the reality that young men are vital and can actually shift elections. And I'm so thrilled by the changes I've seen from candidates all across the country, whether it be Cheryl in New Jersey, Spanberger in Virginia, or Mamdani in New York City. They all focused on affordability. They were laser focused on the economy, calling out Donald Trump's failures and embracing new media and young people, actually bringing them into the fold, giving them a say. And I think if Democrats use that strategy going into 2026, we'll be successful. You just mentioned the falling approval numbers for Donald Trump among young people. They're not buying into this tariff crap. They're not buying into Donald Trump's cover up of the Epstein files. Nobody can afford a home. When you go to the grocery store, your prices are up, but Donald Trump is telling you it's a hoax. That's a losing message. Democrats have a winning one going into 2026.
But and I actually do believe that. I mean, I think Democrats are very well positioned. We see these elections all across the country, these special elections, or the more, the November elections we had with Mamdani, Cheryl, Spanberger. These elections have all been very successful for Democrats. The numbers are shifting. Donald Trump's approval rating is not only going down among young men, but just across the board. We are laser focused on the issues, and Donald Trump is laser focused on covering up the Epstein files and calling it a hoax and calling the word affordability a hoax. Trump is in a bad position, and I truly believe, and you can let me know in the comments if you disagree, but I think we are in a very good position to win big come November. We got to work for it. We got to actually get out there and vote and make our voices heard. It's not just going to come to us, but I think if we continue on the path we're on right now, we genuinely have an amazing shot. Certainly better than Donald Trump and the BS that he is trying to sell the American people, but I don't think anybody is buying. Now, I want to show you the next clip, which is just a few seconds after that. It's the host's follow-up question, and we'll go from here. Take a look.
Feels that the left at times has marginalized young men, that maybe it's always, when you talk about the issues that are affecting young men across this country, it's almost been taboo. You shouldn't talk about that. You shouldn't focus on that. Is that something that Democrats have focused on, the left is focused on, and maybe the reversing course there? I mean, it seems to be an issue.
Yeah, I actually agree with that point. I think the Democrats haven't done a good enough job when speaking to young men, speaking about the issues that impact them daily. And that's why I'm so thrilled and excited by what I've seen from Democratic leaders across the country. Gavin Newsom has said this exactly, that we've walked away from young men's issues. And that's why he signed an executive order focused on male suicide. He is launching an initiative to get more people involved in public service, specifically young men. Governor Wes Moore in Maryland has launched an initiative to hire more male teachers, to have positive male role models for young people in the state of Maryland. So the Democrats are not only walking the walk, they're talking very good for the people they represent.
Now,
so yeah, I mean, look, I think once again the data is on our side. We as Democrats have a more holistic view of politics, which is we are genuinely interested in helping every group of people. We're not here saying, oh, only middle-class Americans or wealthy Americans or this type of American. Every American is invited to come along with us. That's our policy position. Every American, whereas Donald Trump is focused on exclusively the wealthy, protecting his buddies, protecting his interests, his businesses and things like that. He's not interested in young men. He's not interested in making life easier. He's interested in the power that comes with the office and helping himself. And again, to tie this back to 2026, we got to work for it. It's not just going to come to us. The votes won't cast themselves, but I feel really good. And I think we have a strong coalition, a widening coalition, and one that can absolutely beat the brakes off of these Republican members who are trying to go to their districts. And so Tyler Bauer can see, or a recession or whatever, what Donald Trump has done. Kamala Harris would have been a far better choice. That's undebatable. But look what Donald Trump has done. People aren't liking it. So look, I'll leave the video there. I just wanted to show you my back and forth with Tyler Bauer on News Nation. As I mentioned, I love calling out MAGA live on air, and I hope to have more opportunities to do that. And when I do, I will bring them to you here. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe down below to support the show. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope your 2026 is better than your 2025. I think we can all agree 2025 wasn't great, but I hope it was better than 2025. Drop a like on the video as well. Comment. Let me know what you think about my appearance, anything I can do better, any points you wish I made. But have an amazing rest of your day. Enjoy your night. Be safe, and we will talk soon.